All right, let's get ready to jump headfirst into some serious magic, huh?
Sounds good to me.
Today we're doing a deep dive into Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, as you might have guessed.
Yep.
This one, I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but this book, for me, was a total game changer.
It really was.
Things take a much darker turn
Absolutely.
and a lot more intense. And it's going to be a wild ride, that's all I can say.
What I find so fascinating about Goblet of Fire is how it totally shifts the entire tone of the whole series.
Yeah.
It's really like stepping out of a sunny afternoon and walking right into a storm that's been brewing for a while, kind of lurking in the background.
Yeah.
The stakes get way higher.
Seriously.
The threats are more real, and Harry's childhood innocence, that sort of starts to crumble away.
Okay, so picture this.
Yeah.
You're Harry, and you're stuck with the Dursleys again for the summer.
Ugh.
Not exactly a dream vacation, is it?
Not really.
But at least there's Dudley and his Tun-Tun coffee
Oh, right.
from the Weasley twins.
I'd forgotten about that.
And, well, let's just say Dudley's tongue takes on a life of its own.
Vividly, I imagine.
You've got to admit, that is some pretty genius pranking from Fred and George.
Yeah, it's a moment of humor,
Right.
but it really does highlight that growing distance between Harry and the Muggle world.
Totally.
He's literally bursting with magic.
Right.
And being stuck in that stifling environment
Yeah.
just kind of amplifies his yearning for something more,
Right.
something extraordinary.
And what's more extraordinary than the Quidditch World Cup?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, it's like the Super Bowl times 1,000 for the magical world.
It really is.
I mean, you can practically feel the energy
Oh, yeah.
and the excitement in the air as wizards from all over,
I know.
they gather for this massive event.
It's huge.
But then, just as the party is getting started,
Yeah.
boom, the shadow just falls over the celebration.
Literally.
The appearance of the Dark Mark.
That's right.
It's chilling.
It is.
I mean, it's a reminder that the threat of Voldemort hasn't actually vanished.
It's always there.
It throws everyone into this state of panic.
I know.
Chaos.
Total chaos.
Completely shattering this joyous atmosphere.
Yeah.
And in the middle of all the confusion,
Uh-huh.
we have the curious case of Winky,
Oh, right. Winky.
the Crouch family house elf,
Yeah.
found near the scene.
That's suspicious.
Okay, seriously, what was Winky doing there?
Right.
It's a total mystery.
Totally.
And it raises so many questions
I know.
about her involvement, whether she's intentional or not,
Yeah.
with conjuring that dark mark
Yeah.
and this little thread of suspense. It just weaves its way through the whole story.
Right.
And trust me, it leads to some pretty shocking revelations.
Oh, yeah.
What's so interesting to me, though, is Winky's presence, even though she seems really innocent,
Right.
it becomes this symbol of deception,
Oh, yeah.
hidden truths,
Totally.
and it reinforces one of the book's big themes.
Which is
Appearances can be deceiving. Sometimes, those we think are harmless
Yeah.
are caught up in this web of secrets,
Uh-huh.
way more complex than we could imagine.
Absolutely.
So while all this drama is unfolding,
Yeah.
life at Hogwarts, continues.
Right.
But this is no ordinary year.
No, it's not.
The Triwizard Tournament is back,
Here we go.
and with it comes students from Beauxbatons and Durmstrang.
Two very different schools.
Incredible foreign schools
Uh-huh.
with their own unique magic and traditions.
That's right.
The arrival of these foreign schools, it adds a whole new layer of grandeur to the story.
It really does.
I mean, we see the villa,
Oh,
the
yeah.
captivating beauty of the villa
There's something else.
that accompany the Beauxbatons delegation.
Uh-huh.
And then there's Victor Crumb,
Right.
Durmstrang's star Quidditch player.
He's intense.
He's got this intimidating aura.
Yeah,
It's like the wizarding world just got a whole lot bigger
for sure.
and more intriguing.
Yeah.
But hold on.
What?
Things are about to get really interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
The Goblet of Fire, it chooses its champions.
Right.
And out of nowhere, Harry's name comes out.
What?
I mean, talk about a plot twist.
You can say that again?
It's insane.
I know.
The shockwaves, I mean, everyone's buzzing.
Everyone's talking about it.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
Was it a mistake?
Yeah.
Or was it something more sinister?
Good question.
So this is where the plot really thickens.
For sure.
You've got accusations flying around.
Yeah.
Suspicion is mounting.
Uh-huh.
And this growing sense that there are dark forces at play.
Right.
So Harry, an underage wizard,
Right.
he's suddenly thrust into this competition
Yeah.
designed for older, more experienced students.
Yeah, like way older.
The mystery surrounding his selection,
Uh-huh.
it adds this layer of suspense.
Oh, yeah.
and danger
Yeah.
that really propels the whole story forward.
Totally.
So there you have it. Harry Potter, the boy who lived,
Yeah.
now facing a terrifying Hungarian horntail dragon
Oh, no.
in the first task. Talk about pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
The dragon task, I think, is like this pivotal moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about physical courage.
Right.
It's about facing those really primal fears
Yeah.
that we all have kind of lurking inside us.
Totally.
Think about it. Dragons are these mythical creatures
Yeah.
that are often associated with chaos
Mm-hmm.
and destruction.
Right.
So it's almost symbolic,
Or
right?
go away. Yeah.
Of the challenges Harry will face in his fight against Voldemort,
Right.
he's basically a knight battling a dragon.
Yeah. I like that.
And his courage, it's about more than just like physical bravery.
Yeah.
It's about confronting the unknown,
Mm-hmm.
which, hey, that's something we might be facing in our own lives too.
That's true.
And even after surviving the dragon,
Yeah.
things don't get any easier for Harry.
Of course not.
He's given this cryptic clue
Right.
hidden inside a golden egg.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's a tough riddle to crack.
I bet.
The second task, this one tests Harry's mental agility.
Right.
As much as his physical strength,
Uh-huh.
he struggles to figure out the clue.
Oh.
He's getting desperate as time is running out.
I can imagine.
This task highlights how important collaboration is.
Oh, interesting.
He ends up relying on this subtle hint from Cedric to actually figure it out.
Okay.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay, tell me.
The task happens underwater,
What?
in the depths of the Black Lake.
Wow.
This realm that's totally shrouded in mystery
Oh, I know it.
and the unknown.
Yeah.
So while Harry's battling underwater,
Uh-huh.
there's another battle going on.
Where?
This one's more about hidden secrets,
Oh.
growing paranoia.
Mm.
Barty Crouch Sr., the ministry official,
Yeah.
he starts acting really strangely.
Oh.
His behavior gets more and more erratic,
Okay.
and then he just disappears.
What?
It's like a crack in the facade
Right.
of order and control.
Yeah.
It hints at something much darker lurking beneath the surface. So Crouch Sr.'s descent into madness,
Yeah.
it mirrors this growing chaos in the wizarding world.
Yeah. I see that.
He kind of represents the old guard
Right.
that's clinging to power
Mm-hmm.
appearances,
Right.
and his unraveling kind of reflects that crumbling of this established order.
As Voldemort's influence grows.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
And through it all, Harry's having these disturbing dreams
Oh.
featuring Voldemort and Wormtail,
Ugh, not that.
and his scars throbbing.
Oh, that's not good.
It's like this constant reminder
Yeah.
of the dark connection he shares with Voldemort.
That's scary.
It feels like a storm is brewing,
Mm.
and even amidst all the excitement of the tournament,
Right.
you could feel something truly sinister on the horizon.
Yeah, something wicked this way comes.
Definitely.
Well, this is all very interesting. Tell me more.
Oh, we've only just scratched the surface.
Ah,
There's so much more to uncover in Goblet of Fire.
I can't wait to hear more.
We'll dive even deeper in the next part of our deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
Stay tuned.
I will. You know that unsettling feeling you get when you realize someone you thought you could trust has been deceiving you?
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what Harry is going through when the truth about Barty Crouch Jr. comes out.
Oh, man. Talk about a mind-blowing twist.
It is.
The whole time Mad-Eye Moody,
Yeah.
the grizzled Orr,
Right.
who seems so tough
Yeah.
and trustworthy,
Yeah.
was actually a Death Eater in disguise.
The whole time.
It really makes you question everyone's motives.
It does.
Like, who can you really trust when someone that close to Dumbledore turns out to be a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Exactly. And that's one of the most brilliant things Rowling does in this book.
I think so, too.
She makes us reevaluate everything we thought we knew.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly, all those seemingly harmless moments,
Right.
they take on a whole new meaning.
Right.
And you start to see all these subtle ways
Yeah.
that Crouch Jr. was manipulating events all along.
It's crazy.
It's like the ground shifts beneath your feet.
Ugh.
And you realize the danger was closer than you ever imagined.
It's a total game changer.
It is.
And it makes you wonder how anyone could be so blind to the truth.
Right.
Cornelius Fudge,
Oh, fudge.
the Minister of Magic,
Yeah.
he flat out refuses to believe that Voldemort is back,
I know.
even when he's presented with undeniable evidence.
It's classic Fudge.
It's like he's choosing to bury his head in the sand
Totally.
rather than face this terrifying reality.
Typical.
Fudge's denial, it's such a classic example of how those in power
Yeah.
They just cling to their own narratives,
Uh-huh.
even when they're clearly falling apart.
Right.
He's so desperate to maintain order and control
Yeah.
that he ignores this very real threat that Voldemort poses,
Right.
which, as you can imagine,
Yeah.
has some pretty disastrous consequences.
Down the line.
Exactly.
It's a theme that resonates even outside of the wizarding world, right?
Oh, totally.
We see it all the time.
I know.
People in positions of authority refusing to acknowledge uncomfortable truths
Right.
that might disrupt the status quo.
It's a reminder that we need to be critical thinkers,
Oh, for sure.
to question what we're told, to
Absolutely.
be willing to speak truth to power,
Right.
even when it's difficult.
It's so important.
Okay, but let's shift gears for a second.
Okay.
Let's dive into the heart of the book.
The Triwizard Tournament.
Exactly.
Already.
What stands out to you about the tasks and how they push these young wizards to their limits?
Well, each task was so unique and intense.
I know, right?
I mean, facing a dragon in the first task?
Yeah.
Talk about an adrenaline rush.
Oh my gosh.
It was pure guts and skill,
Right.
and it showed that Harry had the courage to face his fears head on.
Which is something we could all learn from.
You got that right.
The dragon task is so symbolic.
It is.
It plays on those primal fears,
Yeah.
those deep-seated instincts that tell us to run from danger.
Right.
But Harry confronts the dragon head on,
Yeah.
proving that true courage isn't about the absence of fear,
Right.
but the willingness to face it,
Yeah.
even when it feels overwhelming.
Exactly.
And then you have the second task,
Right.
which takes place underwater.
Oh, yeah, the Black Lake.
It's a totally different environment,
It is.
requiring a whole new set of skills.
Totally.
Harry has to think outside the box,
Uh-huh.
be resourceful and adaptable
Right.
to navigate the unknown depths of the Black Lake.
That's a scary thought.
I know.
You're-
And rescue those who are trapped.
Right.
The underwater setting, I think it's really significant.
It is.
It represents the subconscious,
Oh, interesting.
the hidden depths within ourselves,
Right.
and the challenges we face when we're confronted with the unfamiliar.
That's a good point.
Harry's ability to overcome these challenges,
Yeah.
to think clearly,
Uh-huh.
act decisively in a high-pressure situation,
Right.
it speaks volumes about his resilience
Yeah.
and his growing maturity.
Keep growing up so fast.
And let's not forget,
What?
Harry doesn't just rescue his own hostage.
Oh, right.
He goes above and beyond to save others as well.
He does.
It's this moment that reveals his true character,
Yeah.
his compassion,
Mm-hmm.
selflessness,
Right.
his willingness to put the needs of others before his own ambition.
I love that about Harry.
Exactly.
He could have easily just focused on winning the task.
Right.
Instead, he chooses to act with integrity and empathy.
It's such a contrast to some of the other champions.
Like Crumb,
Like Crumb.
who only cares about winning.
Exactly.
And then there's the third task.
Oh yeah, the maze.
Talk about a test of mental and physical endurance.
Oh my gosh.
Harry is confronted with all sorts of obstacles.
I know.
Dangerous creatures,
Yeah.
magical traps.
It's like a microcosm of the wizarding world itself.
In a way, yeah.
Full of twists and turns,
Mhm.
unexpected dangers,
Mm-hmm.
and choices that have real consequences.
The maze is such a great metaphor for life's journey.
Oh yeah.
We all face those moments where we're confronted with difficult choices,
You do.
where the path ahead is unclear,
Yeah.
and we have to rely on our instincts and our values to guide us.
Absolutely.
And just like in the maze, the choices we make, they really reveal who we truly are.
That's a good point.
And we can't forget about Voldemort at the center of the maze.
Oh yeah.
Talk about adding another layer of tension and suspense.
Seriously.
It's a reminder that even in this seemingly controlled environment,
Yeah.
danger is lurking around every corner.
It really is.
And the fact that the Triwizard Cup,
Yeah.
the symbol of achievement,
Yeah.
victory,
Right.
is turned into a portkey,
I know.
a tool of dark magic.
Crazy.
That's just another example of how Voldemort can twist and corrupt even the most innocent of things.
Chilling. Right.
It is. It's a reminder that even in a world of magic and wonder,
Yeah.
there's no escaping the reality of evil,
Right.
the consequences of our choices.
And speaking of choices, let's talk about some of the other characters who play significant roles in this story.
Okay, who do you have in mind?
We've talked about Barty Crouch Jr.,
Yeah.
but there are also some familiar faces that return,
Oh, like who?
like Sirius Black.
Oh,
Here's
serious.
Godfather.
He's back.
Sirius finally gets to spend some quality time with Harry.
I know.
After being on the run for so long,
Right.
he becomes this mentor,
Yeah.
a confidant,
Right.
this source of strength and support for Harry,
He really needs that.
which is something he desperately needs
Yeah.
in the middle of all this chaos.
Their relationship is so heartwarming.
I know, right?
But also kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
They're both yearning for that family connection, that sense of belonging.
Uh-huh.
But their circumstances make it really difficult for them to be together openly.
It's true.
It adds this layer of poignancy to their interactions.
Oh, for sure.
And then there's the Hogwarts staff,
Right.
Dumbledore,
Yeah.
McGonagall, each playing a vital role in guiding and protecting Harry.
Right.
Even if their methods sometimes differ.
Dumbledore, as always,
Yeah.
is the wise and enigmatic mentor.
He is.
He offers Harry guidance, but it's often veiled in riddles,
Right.
cryptic pronouncements. He trusts Harry's instincts
Yeah.
and allows him to face his challenges head on,
Right.
even when it's painful to watch.
It must be hard for him.
And then there's McGonagall,
Yeah.
the ever-practical and no-nonsense head of Gryffindor House.
Love her.
She's always there to provide Harry with a dose of reality,
Right.
a reminder of the rules.
Yeah.
But she also fiercely defends him
Oh, yeah.
when others doubt him.
That's the best.
And then there's Snape,
Right.
the potions master,
Yeah.
who seems to perpetually exist in a state of simmering resentment.
Snape, what are we going to do with him?
His interactions with Harry are so fraught with tension,
Yeah.
and his true allegiances remain shrouded in mystery.
I never know with Snape.
Snape is such a complex character.
He is.
You never quite know where he stands.
Right.
And his motivations are always up for debate.
It's true.
But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
He's a master of his craft.
He is, definitely.
And his knowledge of the dark arts proves invaluable in helping Harry prepare for the challenges ahead.
That's true.
Okay, now let's not forget about the Dursleys.
Oh, right, the Dursleys.
They may not be magical,
Definitely.
but they certainly add a layer of humor and absurdity to the story.
They do. They're ridiculous.
Oh, the Dursleys.
What about them?
They're back.
Of course they are.
Just as clueless
Yeah.
and self-absorbed as ever.
Naturally.
It's almost comical
It is.
how they try to ignore the magical happenings around them,
Yeah.
even when it's literally staring them in the face.
Right.
Talk about denial.
Right. It's their way of life.
Their denial is their way of protecting their own little worldview,
Right.
their carefully constructed bubble of normalcy.
Ah.
They just refuse to acknowledge anything. That challenges their limited understanding of the world.
That makes sense.
Their interactions with Harry really highlight the absurdity
Yeah.
of their prejudice and ignorance.
Well said.
And speaking of prejudice,
Yeah.
Goblet of Fire introduces us to the House Elves,
Right.
this species of magical beings
Yeah.
that are often treated as second-class citizens.
That's awful.
Hermione, being Hermione,
Of course.
takes up their cause.
I would expect nothing less.
With her usual passion and determination,
She's just so passionate.
she founds SPEW
Right. SPEW.
to fight for their rights.
Goes for her.
Hermione's SPEW campaign
Yeah.
raises some really important questions
Like what?
about social justice
Okay.
and the ethics of magical beings serving humans.
Interesting.
It's a reminder that even in a world of magic,
Yeah.
there are still systems of oppression,
Uh-huh.
inequality that need to be challenged.
Right. Very important.
It's a theme that runs throughout the series.
Totally.
Harry and his friends are constantly encountering prejudice and discrimination,
Yeah.
whether it's against house elves,
Right.
half-giants like Hagrid,
Uh-huh.
or werewolves like Lupin.
It's a reminder that we always need to be vigilant in fighting for equality and justice,
I agree.
no matter what world we inhabit.
Absolutely.
And speaking of fighting for justice,
Okay.
we can't forget Rita Skeeter,
Oh, Rita Skeeter.
the queen of tabloid journalism.
She's that nosy, gossipy journalist
Right.
who's always looking for a scoop,
Uh-huh.
even if it means bending the truth
Yeah.
or straight up fabricating stories.
Rita Skeeter is such a brilliant satire of sensationalist media
I agree.
and the way it can twist facts
Uh-huh.
and manipulate public opinion.
She's a master of deception,
Oh, for sure.
using her charm,
Right.
her quick quotes quill,
Yeah.
to spin narratives that serve her own agenda.
Exactly.
And it turns out
Yeah.
she's also an unregistered animagus,
Oh, wow.
able to transform into a beetle.
To eavesdrop on conversations
So sneaky.
and gather information for her scandalous articles.
Think about it. A beetle,
Yeah.
this creature that's often associated with dirt and decay.
Right.
It's like the perfect metaphor for her brand of journalism.
Burly.
She thrives on gossip scandal,
Mm-hmm.
the darker aspects of human nature.
But despite her questionable ethics,
Right.
Rita Skeeter does play a role in exposing certain truths,
Yeah,
forcing people to confront uncomfortable realities.
that's true.
It's a reminder that sometimes even the most unsavory characters
Yeah,
can inadvertently contribute to positive change.
exactly.
And that's what makes this book so fascinating.
I know.
It's full of characters who are complex and flawed,
Right.
with motivations that are often ambiguous.
It's true.
It forces us to think critically about the nature of good and evil,
For sure.
the power of information,
Uh-huh.
and the choices we make in a world where the lines are often blurred.
Well said. It really makes you think about how information is power
Oh, yeah.
and how that power is wielded. It can have a huge impact on individuals, and society as a whole.
Yeah.
But Goblet of Fire isn't just about media manipulation
Right.
and politics.
Yeah.
It also tackles some really personal themes
Like what?
like prejudice,
Oh, yeah.
discrimination.
Right.
Think about Hagrid's situation.
Oh, poor Haggard.
When Rita Skeeter exposes his half-giant heritage,
Yeah.
the backlash is swift and brutal.
It's awful.
It is. It's heartbreaking to see how quickly people turn on Hagrid.
I know.
They judge him just based on his ancestry,
Right.
not on the kind and loyal friend he's always been.
Solely.
It's like all those years of friendship and trust
Yeah.
just vanish,
I know.
and fear takes over.
It makes you think.
About what?
What would you do
Yeah,
if someone you cared about was being targeted like that?
it's a tough question.
Would you stand by them even when it was unpopular?
Hagrid's story really reminds us that prejudice can pop up anywhere.
Even in a world of magic.
Yeah.
It shows how important it is to stand up for those who are marginalized
Right.
and challenge those stereotypes
Yeah.
that can lead to discrimination and exclusion.
It's a message that resonates so deeply, especially today,
I agree.
when we're still grappling with these issues of social justice,
Yeah.
equality. But even with all the darkness,
Mm-hmm.
prejudice that surface in this book,
Right.
there are also these moments of light,
Oh, yeah.
these glimmers of hope,
I like that.
camaraderie that remind us why Harry is so determined to fight for the good side.
Those moments are so important.
They are.
Think about those scenes in the Gryffindor common room
Oh, yeah.
where Harry, Ron, and Hermione can just be themselves,
Right.
sharing jokes,
Wow.
playing games,
Right.
supporting each other through thick and thin.
It's like this reminder
Okay.
that even in the middle of chaos,
Yeah.
uncertainty, friendship and connection can be so grounding.
Oh, boy.
And of course, we can't forget the Yule Ball.
Oh, the Yule Ball.
It's such a classic coming-of-age moment.
It is.
This chance for these young witches and wizards
Yeah.
to dress up,
Mm-hmm.
dance, maybe even experience those first awkward fumbles with romance.
The Yule Ball brings in some much-needed levity and romance
Right.
into the story.
It's a reminder that even in a world that's facing this huge threat,
Yeah,
life goes on.
it does.
Teenagers still have to navigate
Right.
friendship, their first crushes,
Yeah.
those sometimes excruciating social situations.
I remember those days.
And it's through these seemingly ordinary experiences that we see these characters grow,
Right.
evolve. We see Ron grappling with his jealousy over Hermione's date with Crumb.
Yeah.
Harry trying to find the courage to ask Cho Chang to the
Why-
ball. And Ginny Weasley, well,
Yeah.
let's just say she's not that shy little girl we once knew.
She's growing up.
The Yule Ball gives us a glimpse into the hearts of these characters,
Yeah.
revealing their vulnerabilities, hopes,
Mm-hmm.
dreams. It humanizes them.
Right.
Reminds us that they're more than just heroes and villains.
Yeah. They're complex people
Right.
trying to find their way
Totally.
in a world that's increasingly challenging.
And uncertain.
So we've covered a lot in our deep dive into Goblet of Fire.
We have,
But what does it all mean?
right.
Why is this book so important in the Harry Potter series?
This book is a turning point,
It is.
a shift from childhood innocence
Yeah.
to a world where the stakes are higher,
Right.
the threats are more real, the choices have bigger consequences.
It's the end of one era
I agree.
and the beginning of another.
Yeah.
A descent into darkness
Right.
that will test the limits of courage,
Uh-huh.
loyalty, love.
It's a book that leaves you breathless
It does.
with all its twists and turns, shocking revelations,
Mm-hmm.
and its heart-stopping climax. You're left wanting more,
I know.
eager to see how Harry will navigate this new, more perilous landscape.
And that's the beauty of Goblet of Fire. It stays with you long after you've finished reading it.
It does.
It sparks all these discussions and debates.
Yeah.
And it resonates with readers of all ages.
So if you haven't already,
Yeah.
I urge you to check out Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Definitely.
And if you have,
What then?
maybe it's time for a reread.
You might be surprised by what you missed the first time
Exactly.
and the new insights you gain from revisiting this world.
As you think about Harry's journey,
Yeah.
consider this.
What?
What are the challenges you're facing in your own life?
Good question.
What fears are holding you back?
Hmm.
How can you find the courage,
Yeah.
resilience, the support to confront those fears head on?
The answers might just be hidden within the pages of this book.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time,
Yeah.
keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the magic alive.